Hey guys, myself Rakesh, and in this video we are going to learn while loop in Python. This is our next topic. So here in while loop, how do you break a loop, how do you continue a loop, how do you skip it, right? So all of these things I am going to teach you in this video. Before we get started, myself Rakesh, please do subscribe to my channel, guys. To support me, please do subscribe, and please do hit on the bell icon to stay up to date with the latest uploads that I do on my channel on a regular basis. Okay, being that said, let's get started and understand this while loop. Okay, let's say if I ask you, hey, you have to print from 1 to 10. What you have to do, you have to print from 1 to 10 in Python. Okay, I'm giving you a task, print 1 to 10 in Python. So how would you run it? So to do this, what I will do, I will use let's take a counter variable. Okay, I will say counter equals to 1. I'm going to initialize a variable with the value 1. Counter is equals to 1, and now let us use the while loop. Okay, I will use the while loop while counter is less than or equals to 10 till that time, and every loop or if condition, while loop, anything you are writing, you have to end it with a colon. Hit on enter, right? Automatically it will have a white space, you can see. And now I would like to print it. What I would like to print the counter. The white space is very important in any kind of a condition that you are using. Okay, this is a block of a code. Okay, now what is wrong with this? If I say print counter, what is it's going to print? It's going to only print 111, and it is going to get into an infinite loop. If I run this, you will see it is going inside an infinite loop. That means the counter value is always remaining 1 and the condition is always met, so it is always printing and it's not going to stop it. Okay, that means this is not right. So what can we do? All we have to do, we have to write something known as counter is equals to counter plus 1. That means I'm increasing the value of the variable each iteration. I'm increasing it by 1. So the first time it is 1, then it will become 2. So let's see that. Okay, it's interesting to see the values. So how can you see in PyCharm? All you do, click on the line number, you will have a breakpoint. This kind of symbol would come, red color symbol, and then hit on run and hit on debug your file. Okay, whatever the file name is, I'm going to hit on debug. And in this window, all you do, hit on console. Okay, there is something called console, hit on it. Okay, now what you do, hit on F8 key, hit on F8 key. So what would happen, it is go one by one and you can see what is happening. So what is the value of the counter now? The value of the counter is 1 now. So 1 is less than equals to 10. Yes. Okay, hit on F8. So it's going to print what? 1. So it has printed 1, you can see. Okay, now the value would become 2. So if I hit on F8, you can see the value has become, the counter value has become now 2. So 2 is less than 10. Yes. So it is going to follow the same sequence. It's going to print 2, it's going to print 3, it's going to print 4, it's going to print 5, it's going to print 6, it's going to print 7, it's going to print 8, like it is going on. Now look at this. Now counter value is equal to 10. 10 is less than equals to 10. Yes, the condition is met. Unless the condition is not met, right? Until the condition is meeting, if the condition value is true, then it's going to do the job below it. So whatever is written below it, it's going to do the job. So I'm going to hit on F8. Okay, so it has printed 10. Now if I hit on F8, look at it, the value has become 11. Now the condition will not meet. If the condition is not meet, 11 is less than equals to 10, the condition is wrong, right? It is not. If the condition become wrong, what would happen? The rest of the things that you have written below, it's not going to execute. If you say, if I hit on F8, what happened? Nothing got executed. It stopped here, right? It stopped here. Now what if I'm going to write on the 6th line, I'm going to write something. Let's say I am going to say print thank you. So when the condition is not met, it will just come out of the loop and go to the rest of the lines. Okay, so for example, if I run this, what is happening? Everything has been printed and then it is finally saying thank you. Okay, because I am running it, I am not debugging it, so it is showing the output directly. So it is coming to the 6th line and printing the value. Getting it? Okay. Now let's say I don't want to write something like this. Okay, counter is equals to counter plus 1. Let's say a few people would like to see how the print, the 6th line is running. Let's do that. Okay, hit on console and I'm going to hit on F8. Okay, I'm going to do it slightly fast. You can see the values are increasing and it's typing f8 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 f8. Okay, so I'm going to stop at 10. So it's 10. Now the counter value will become 11, right? So it has become 11. Now in 11, what would happen? This will become wrong. So the moment it becomes wrong, the entire block under this. So this is the entire block for while. So this will be completely stopped. The loop will stop and it will go to the next line. So it will come to the next line. Look at it. So if I hit on F8 now, where it has come to the sixth line, and it's going to do the job. Hit on F8. So you have understood how the loop is functioning. Okay. Now let's go little advanced. What is the advanced thing? For example, if I ask you, hey, I'm not interested in writing something like counter is equal to counter plus 1. That doesn't look very cool. So in that case, what can I do? Is there a different way to write it? Yes, there is a different way. You can always say counter plus equals to 1. And this will do the same job. If I run it, you will see the output has been printed. The same output has been printed. Okay. So this is something you can make a note. Instead of saying counter is equals to counter plus 1, you can simply say counter plus equals to 1. This is cool, right? Okay. What if I don't want to print one below the other? So what is happening this time is printing one below the other. I don't like to print one below the other. Okay. So what I would like to do, I would like to print side by side. So what I will do for that, there is a function called end. Okay, end equals to, if I use double quote and give some space, okay, if you give a single space, okay, it will print a single space. If you execute this, what is happening? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, and finally is printing thank you. So we don't need a thank you, leave it. And let's say I'm going to give little more space. If I run it, you can see the values have been printed with the more space that I've given here. So this is understood. This is also another learning that you can make a note of. Okay, all this is fine, Rakesh. Now the next thing is, what if I ask you, hey, you only print till 5. Don't print 6, 7, 8, 9. Only print till 5 if I ask you. Print until 5. Okay. So what would you do? You generally, what people can do is they can make it to 5, and this is going to give me the value, right? Okay, I don't want you to make it to 5. Rather, how can you stop the loop? Even though there are 10 times it's going to go through the loop, I want you to stop the loop at 5th point. So what I'm asking you to break the loop on a condition, right? With a condition. What is the condition? Print till 5. So what I will do, below this, I'm going to write a if condition. Okay, if counter equals to 5, if the counter value is equals to 5 colon, then I want it to break. So use the break function. What this will do, if I execute this, okay, the moment it is becoming 5, right, the moment it is becoming 5 equals to 5, it is going to break. It's going to break. So here it has from 4 it has improved to 5, and 5 equals to 5, it is breaking. So it is printing until 4. To how do I print till 6? All I have to do, change it to 6 and print until 5. So change it, improve it by one number. So you can see now the output has printed till 5. Now let's see, okay, how this is happening in the debug. Okay, how this is working in the debug way. So I'm going to hit on console and then hit on F8. So you can see the first value, look at the value is 1. Okay, 1. Then the counter is running. It's going to print 1, and the counter value will now become 2. So it will check, is 2 equals to 6? No. So it will skip it. Whatever written below, it is going to skip and go to the top. So I'm going to hit on F8. You can see it has come back to top. This understanding should be there. Now how this one is working, if you have a visual understanding, that is what we need. So now let's quickly run it. Okay, 4, it is printing, right, one by one. Now it has become 5. Now after this 5th line, the value of counter 5 will become 6, right? If I hit on F8, what is the value now? The value has become 6. 6 equals to 6. Condition is met. That means it's going to do the job what is written below it, right, within the if block. Okay, if I hit on 8, what would happen? It has met the condition. It has met the condition. The moment it meets the condition, and if I hit on F8, what happened? The loop is completely broken, and the execution has stopped. Getting it? The execution has stopped. So what is the use of break? The break is used to stop the loop with a condition. Stop a loop, right? Stop a loop, you can put a condition to stop a loop. So this is understood what is the uses of a break in a while loop. Very good. Now what if I ask you, let me remove the break. Okay, remove the break, execute. So now it is going to print 1 to 10. What if I ask you, hey Rakesh, what you do, print 1 to 10 but do not print 5. What I'm saying, print 1 to 10 but do not print 5. Okay, how this can be done? Okay, this can also be done. So what I will do, the printing is done here, right? So before the printing, what I'm going to say, I'm going to say if, okay, if counter, if counter equals to let's say 5. If the counter equals to 5, then there is a syntax, you have to use a colon mark, hit on enter. Then there is syntax, there is a function called continue. What this continue will do, continue is like a skip, continue is like skip, it will skip the loop. Okay, if counter is equals to 5, then skip it. First of all, let's see how this one is working. Okay, how the continue is working we will see, and then we will try to improvise the logic. So now hit on run and debug and try to see how the values are coming. Okay, I'm hitting on the console. The understanding is very important, that's why I'm spending a lot of time hitting on console, and I'm going to hit on F8. Okay, so what is the value of the counter? Counter is 1. So if counter is equals to 1, it will continue. So what will happen if I hit on F8? Did it come to the line number 5? It did not come, it directly come to the print. So what it's going to print, the value is 1, it's going to print 1. So if I hit on F8, what it did do? Print 1. Okay, likewise if I go, now the counter value has become 2, it has improved the value here in the line number 7. So if I do hit F8, what happened? The count is still not equals to 5, so it is going in printing 2. Getting it? So like that it will continue 3, 4. Now look at it, now the value is 5. What would happen when the value is 5? If I hit on F8, right, what is happening here? The value is 5, so it is going to continue. It is going to continue. Where it will continue? If I hit on F8, it will continue to the while loop. It will continue to the while loop. And if I hit on F8, what is the value now? The value is still remaining 5. Getting it? So it's still remaining 5. Now if I hit on F8, because it did not come to the counter plus 1, right, the value did not increase. So if I hit on F8, what is happening? The value, it will keep on going in the loop and it's not doing anything, because it's not able to reach here, because the value is still 5. So the counter is, you are increasing below in the 7th line, so it is not able to come to the 7th line and improve the value to 6. So that's why the loop will go in an infinite loop. And what I asked you to print 1 to skip the 5 and print till 10, you cannot achieve with this logic, right? See, it's not increasing. Many times I do, it's not increasing. Okay, so what is the answer? The answer is, what if I carry this counter is equal to 1 on top of this? So with that, when the loop is running, it is going to increase the value. So let's see, let me going to stop it. Okay, let's stop it and try to debug it once again. Debug. Okay, hit on the console, yeah, and let's debug it. Okay, so hit on F8. So now the counter value is equal to 1. So counter is equal to counter plus 2. So the counter value has become 2. Okay, so if condition did not meet, it's printing. So what it's printing? This is printing 2. This is printing 2. Okay, but it did not print 1 because I'm putting the counter value on top. So how do you solve this problem? So if I hit on F8, again it will become 3. Counter plus 1, after it executes, it will become 3. So 3 is not equals to 5, so it will come, the continue will not execute, it will come here. Okay, then I'm going to hit on F8. So it is going to print 3. Same thing, it will happen, it is going to print 4. Now look at it. Now the print, because the value, counter value is 4 now, though it is going to increase to 5. The moment it increases to 5, it will meet the condition. It is going to meet the condition 5 equals to 5. Then it will come to the loop, it will come to the 6th line. Till now it was not coming to the 6th line, it will come. So what will happen? It will skip it. So below, whatever written below this, so whatever lines you have written below this, right, below this while, in this while block, whatever you have written below this is not going to execute. So it was coming to the 7th line, because it came to continue. This is going to come, it will come, it will jump to the while. That is the use of continue. It is again will jump back to the while loop. So if you see, if I hit on F8, where did it jump from the 6th line? It has jumped to the 3rd line. That means anything written in this block of code, in this while loop, this is not going to execute anything written below it. Getting it? It'll jump, it'll take the loop to the initial condition. So that should be your understanding. Okay, you have understood. Now what is the value of counter? 5. So hit on F8. So now it will become 6, right? If I 6 is equal to 5, no, the condition will not meet. Now it is going to print. So what it will print? It will print 6. So it did not print 5. So our goal is achieved, but one thing it could not achieve. Let me hit on F8, 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 F8. So until 10 it will print, right? So once it will become 11, the loop is closed. Okay, so process finished. So it is printing 2, 3, 4, 5 is not printed. We have achieved our goal. Now the biggest question is how do I print 1? Can you think of, guys, how can I print 1? Okay, to print 1, what I will do, just think of it. Okay, take some time, think of it. So one thing we can do is I will use a if counter is equals to 1. Only when the counter is equals to 1, then you print. Okay, because with that logic 1 is always skipped. So I will say print, and I'll say print counter. So it's going to print 1. Okay, print, and I would like to print in the same way, right? So I will use a comma and give it an end, tab, and whatever the spaces I have given, I will try to give that. Okay, now execute. So now what is happening? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, and then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is written. Okay, so this is quite interesting for you to learn. So you don't remember anything, don't try to remember anything, just try to debug and understand how things are working, and you can build your own logic. You don't have to remember how I have written, or you can build your own logics. You can try to do it in a different way. Okay, you can be completely creative. Only when you know the syntaxes, you can be completely creative and do in your own way. So thank you guys for watching it. I hope this must have added a lot of value, addition in terms of Python knowledge. So please do continue to watch my videos on my channel, Automate with Rakesh. And guys, please do support me by subscribing to the channel and hit on the bell icon to stay up to date. We are going to meet once again in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.